Hi everyone, it's Mike, and in this video I'm going to make some music in Logic Pro and talk through my process. So first of all, let's start with the new project. And I found a sound that I like, and I've come up with a melody that I like, so I'm going to record those in, and the melody sounds like this. A bit higher up. Okay, and so I'm going to record that in, but I'm going to turn the metronome down. Turn the speed tempo down. Let's go to about 80 beats per minute and try that one. Okay, let's quantize that, which puts it in time. And let's see if that sounds okay. No, it's the wrong quantized value, so let's change that to 16th note. Okay, so if your melody is a bit faster, you need to choose a higher number. Oh, just accidentally clicked loop. There we go. Alright, so let's just copy and paste that. I'm holding down the Alt key and then dragging it. Ooh. There we go. We can also select them all and press the J key on the keyboard to join them. Okay, and now let's have a listen to that, but let's change the tempo to 120. Okay, so let's turn the metronome off and just check the volume level. So it's hitting 0 dB, so that just means it's quite loud. So let's turn it down. Let's try -8. So that should be okay for now. Let's go to a new track, so a new software instrument track. Let's add a drum from Avenger, so VPS Avenger. Is it loading? There we go. Okay, let's go to where it says OSC1 and press mute. And then let's go to drums, drum SQ, and choose a drum pattern. Let's go for Future House 1. Ooh. Okay, let's just go through some patterns, see which one will complement that melody. So it's kind of like a synth poppy 80s kind of sound, isn't it? Let's try this one. Lo-fi arcade. Not sure. Let's just try that one for now. So what I'm going to do is press record and play, and then just play the note on the keyboard to get the drum pattern to play. So it's going to be a note which is lower down on the keyboard. Okay, and then we can just adjust the timing afterwards. Or actually what I think I'm going to do instead is choose pencil tool, draw in the region by hand, and then choose a note which is low down like C1, and then just draw it in with the pencil tool. And then let's play it back together. Let's just turn down the volume a bit as well. I think that sounds okay. Let's add a bass line, so Command and D for a new track. Okay, so we're using Silence at the moment, which is cool. Let's just go to No Plugin and choose a bass sound. I like Punch Bass 1. Let's go for about there on the keyboard, and let's just play that in. I'm going to choose an arpeggiator as well. So Logic Pro ARP, and then let's go for 16th note. That sounds okay. And let's record that in. Okay, let's go to quantize and a quarter note. And let's just fill in the gaps. Okay, and we can either just copy and paste it, or we can go to the top right and drag it as a loop. And that means if we make any changes to this, then all of those will change as well. Okay, let's just try making that a bit higher in pitch. So transpose 12 semitones up. Let's try that. Let's just increase the volume a bit. And I'm going to use this effect called Epic, which is a Waves plugin. And it adds like a reverb and delay to the sound. Let's go through some of the different options. Quite like that stereo march one. Let's just listen to it without. And then with. So it's just quite subtle, but it does add a few more echoes to the sound, which is nice. And let's add a pad in there as well. So let's try slow strings pad. Silver strings. Let's try thin string. I think we'll go for that one because it contrasts a bit more with the original melody sound. That's quite sore, and this is a bit, it's kind of, I don't know what it is, but it sounds a bit more dull in a good way, like it's not too bright, because that was a very bright melody, and this is a bit duller, so then the bright melody should still stand out and not clash with the pad. So let's record that in. Okay, and if we want to make it even more like less bright, then we can go to the EQ here and then drag that to the left, and it'll sound like more blurred, more like, yeah. Let's try turning the ARP down a bit so it's a bit slower. So you choose a lower number and then it goes slower. So lower is slower. Let's try that. Right, so next, let's think about what we can do in the next section. So let's copy it over, but let's get rid of the melody and maybe choose a different melody instead so it's not so repetitive. So let's go for another sound. Let's make it a bit higher. So we can either press the octave buttons on this MIDI keyboard, or I can go on to this transpose and type in 12 to go 12 semitones up or 1 octave. So let's just go for that. Okay, so that sound did not work at all, really, because it's just, well, you could barely hear it, and it just didn't work, in my opinion. So let's go for a different sound. I'm thinking like light blue, maybe. And let's make it higher, so 24 semitones. Let's make sure it's on 16th note as well. Okay, let's try adding a kickstart, which is like a sidechain effect. So let's add that to the pad. Someone in the comments recommended to add it to the pad, and I have been enjoying trying that for a change, just adding it to the pad and nothing else. It just kind of gives you a sidechain effect, but it's not really over pronounced, or it's quite subtle, and yeah, it's nice. So let's try adding it to the pad. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Sometimes what you can do for a change as well is adjust the key. So sometimes in music, like you'll have a melody and then it'll just be the same melody again, but like 3 semitones lower. So let's just try that and see what it sounds like. So go to transpose. Oh, I break reminder. And let's go to -3. Okay. I'm just going to take a quick eye break and then I'll be back. Look after your eyes, people. Okay, next one. So that was quite a nice contrast. And it didn't sound like jarring really, because it's just 3 semitones lower. I found that this is something in Zelda music, and I really like the Zelda game series and the music, especially like the piano melodies. And so yeah, sometimes in Zelda games they go 3 semitones lower, so I like to try that out with my own music sometimes. And let's also change the drum pattern on this different section. So let's go back to Avenger. I've copied the track below, and so now we can choose a different drum for the lower section. Let's try Modern Pop 5. Let's maybe try a different sound, or change this sound by changing the cutoff or something to give it like a sweep. So let's go to latch mode, and when we make changes to the cutoff, it should record the changes to the actual melody. Okay, that's not doing what I thought it would. Let's just ignore that. I think it just depends on the sound that you're using. Let's maybe change to a different sound, Modern Punch. Yeah, that didn't work. Let's just ignore that. We can go to filter, auto filter, and we can do it through here. Let's try an always rising filter, see what that sounds like. Okay, that's doing something really strange to the panning left and right for some reason, I don't know. Let's try constant rise 4 bars. Yeah, quite sure about that one. Let's try rhythmic mod. That was pretty cool. Let's try adding an EQ effect to that. Let's add one of those epics to the drum as well. Like one of the drum presets. Let's try those. That's pretty cool. Let's add one to this as well, something really spacey. I think there's one called Space, which is pretty cool. Let's add a riser effect as well. I've got this one, riser TPFX, which is a silent sound. So let's play that one in. Let's just turn up the volume and quantize it. So we can press Q to quantize, or we can do it from there. So I've added a piano sound, and let's see if we can get that to play. There's no sound. Okay, I think I've got to change my MIDI keyboard to channel 1. There we go. Let's try the bright grand though. And make that 3 semitones lower for this section. So 9. So there was a couple of wrong notes there, let's just find them. Let's change it to 8th note, that might work. Let's get rid of these low notes. Let's add an epic. Let's add the piano one, which is somewhere. Those keys. Piano man. Not sure about that one for this sound. Let's try the huge. Let's try vocals huge. No. maybe pad hall. Okay, let's add a vocoder. So I really like the Vocal Synth 2 vocoder, which is Vocal Synth 2. There we go. Right, and so what we need to do first is come up with a melody for the vocoder. So chords work well. So we could use actually the thin string pad chords, but let's kind of join them up. So let's go to Command A and then edit, trim, note end to following notes, shorten, shorten. Okay, then that joins them all together, and you won't actually see that command by default. You have to go to Logic Pro, settings, I think it's general, or it's advanced, and then enable complete features, and then that will show you that command and loads of other ones as well, probably. So there's the vocoder pad, and let's go to track, new audio track, and let's just record in a vocal. I am testing the vocoder. I am testing the vocoder. And let's go to the Vocal Synth. Oh, let's go. So let's go to Vocal Synth 2 and open it, and sidechain audio 2, which is this one. We can just give it a name like modulator. It just says modulator there, so when you choose it, you know which one it is. And let's put these pad chords on this track, and let's mute the modulator, but we should still hear it because it's sidechained. So let's just have a listen now. So that sounds horrendous, but let's just change it to a different preset. Right. Let's choose a category. Clear would be nice. I think this should just be like a normal vocoder. So MIDI mode presets. Let's just go through these. I am testing the vocoder. Oh, let's put it in MIDI mode. There we go. Accept. I am testing the vocoder. I am testing the vocoder. Okay, so that's what I was looking to do. Let's just trim up this vocoder part as well. So pointer tool, and then there we go. And let's go through some of these presets. So that's After the Rain, By Your Side, Cold Winds, CompuPad. Let's just go through them. Let's try that one, and let's add an epic to this. I can tell I like to use epic. I just really like how they sound. So Okay, I mean, you can barely hear the vocoder, so we need to make some changes to that. So where do we start? So this sound is a bit overpowering. This one here. I mean, it's just kind of taking over. So let's get rid of that one. And let's listen now. And even the piano is just a bit much for this bit. Let's go to EQ and let's try brightening it up this way. It sounds better because you can actually hear it properly. Let's just go to the low end and remove that. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. Let's let's select them both and right click and then bounce in place. And then I'm just going to call that joined vocal. And you can't see anything, so let's go to this little icon there to increase. Oh, actually it's not worked because it's on mute. So let's try that again. Let's unmute it and right click, bounce in place, and let's go joined vocal B2 just in case there's an issue. There we go, we can see it now. And let's get to the scissors tool and select that section or cut that section off. And then if we go to pointer and double click, and then we can go to functions and go to file, functions, and then we can reverse the audio, which should sound pretty interesting with the vocoder. So let's try that. Ooh, let's get rid of that, put that back, and let's try that now. Let's mute it so you don't hear my talking. Sounds pretty cool. Let's change some of the notes as well. Cool. And what else can we do for this track? I'm not sure. Maybe add one more sound and then we might leave it there. So I've got this cool electric mint melody, which is like a guitar sound, which is part of the electric mint instrument. Sounds quite realistic. Well, it is actually a sampled guitar, but it does sound really nice. There's some cool effects, like if you press a key switch, you get cool little sounds like that. Ooh. Okay, let's just record something in. So, something like that. Let's give it a try. Okay, so quantize, and then let's add an epic eye break first. So let's add epic. Oh, that is very deep. That's pretty cool. Get rid of those notes there. Just going to turn down the velocity, it's a bit too bright. And there. Let's turn down the EQ as well, at the high end. So it's quite subtle, but just adds a little bit of atmosphere to the music. Okay, so let's leave it there. Hope you found this useful. Hope you learned something that you didn't know before. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.